Well, thank you very much for joining us. This is Friday Briefing. Our sign language interpreter is William Sealer. Now, we begin here in Nairobi, where the IEBC has, in the last few hours, announced that it's going for direct procurement for its election technology. The announcement came just days after the Commission cancelled a tender for the supply of that system, citing inflated costs and shortage of time. The technology will now be supplied by the same company that was at the heart of the BVR tender controversy back in 2013. Georgia reports.
With just 136 days to go before the August general election, the IEBC commissioners walked in with an assurance to the country.
The Commission will use the Kenya Integrated Election Management System, commonly referred to as KIMS, for the August 8th general election as provided by the law.
This after the Commission earlier in the week cancelled a tender for the installation of that exact system by a French company, Gemalto SA, citing inadequate time and what the Commission called inflated costs. But now the Commission says it has a way out: single sourcing.
The Commission has taken steps to directly procure the required Kenya Integrated Elections Management System from Saffron Identity and Security Company, formerly known as MOFO.
Saffron, also a French company, supplied the BVR kits in the 2013 general election, the same kits used in the just concluded mass voter registration. IEBC says it will be much easier to integrate the data from all the 19 million registered voters into the identification system if the same service provider is used.
Saffron has undertaken to deliver the technology within the statutory timelines which the Commission has issued.
It is not clear how much the direct procurement will cost the country. But in the last general election, the Auditor General's report suggested that the government had lost nearly 4 billion shillings from a similar arrangement involving the same company, which was then called Saffron MOFO. Saffron had initially won the tender but was disqualified under unclear circumstances, only to resurface as the service provider after the government announced that it was resorting to direct procurement from the government of Canada.
And the Canadians had no stake in that company. So they say, we are doing government to government, but when it comes to the contract and the business of elections, you got to talk to them directly. And this company, Canadian company, it was just an agent of a French company. So even what we had to pay to the Canadian company was a lot more than we anticipated.
The IEBC says this is the only way to go. But with controversies around the direct procurement in the last general election, it will have work to do in convincing any doubting Thomases out there that this time it was above board, that it is value for money, and that, in fact, the technology